I was married for a really long time, and most of those years, well, half of those years were really good years. And then there were some really difficult years. And for anybody who's lived with someone with depression, I think you'll understand some of these things. I think you'll understand the feelings of trying so hard to make it better for the other person and trying to encourage them to make the right choices, to get the right help. And sometimes the more you push them to get help, the more they feel like you're not in their corner, like they feel broken. And really, it's a big shit show, to be honest. And when a marriage breaks up as a result of that kind of dynamic, and then that person does go and get help and becomes the version of themselves that you remember, that you were happy with, but with someone else. And then some of your former friends and your children, not because it's their fault, but they celebrate that new union. And I celebrate that too. I always wanted him to be happy. But there's some real pain in that. There's some real unfairness about that. And I wanted my story to be told, and I couldn't tell the kids my story, of course. So I wrote this fiction to kind of make sense of it in my head. Angie and Ronald were a sporty couple. Whatever team sport they played together, they dominated. They made a team and called themselves the Tommos. They bought a modest home grounds, nothing special, but it was theirs. Co-captains of the Tommos, working wonderfully together and winning every game. One season, however, one of the players got ill. Angie was co-captain and team nurse and still made every training section. She kept the Tommo grounds tidy, played in the games, and made sure she was the best team nurse that she could be. This was a hard time for the Tommos. Angie was so busy during the season, she hardly noticed that the team was not winning each week. She didn't even notice that Ronald was becoming slower and playing at 80%. She didn't notice that Ronald was not helping too much, but instead, he was really tired between games. Angie thought he should go to the doctor and take the medicine that he recommended, but Ronald just wouldn't. He seemed to like being tired. The next season was better for the Tommos. All the players were in top form. Angie was able to go to the umpire school, and she learned a lot about how a team can work better and how to see the cracks. If a team is going to make it to the Olympics, they need to be willing to look at what's great about their teamwork, as well as what needs to be different. The Tommos got a new home ground, and it was lovely. The only thing that wasn't going so well is Ronald was getting tighter and tighter. He was playing at about 60% by then, and sleeping the rest of the time. He got really angry when Angie begged him to see the team physiotherapist. He thought Angie was saying he was a bad player and that he was broken. The truth is, Angie was just really worried, not only for Ronald, her co-captain, who she loved, but for the rest of the team. Ronald talked about retiring sometimes, and it scared Angie more than she could bear. Just before the next season, in the pre-season training, Ronald said he didn't want to be co-captains with Angie anymore. and that he hadn't wanted to be for a few seasons. He said that he wished he did and wanted 6 months to try and get his heart back in the game. His plan was to pretend that he was co-captain until his feelings caught up. The problem was that he told Angie about that plan. So when he did some helpful co-captain things, Angie knew he didn't mean it. And this made Angie feel so sad and scared. Ronald didn't wait 6 months. He didn't even wait 3 months. In 2 months, he broke up the team. The Tomos had to sell the grounds. Angie was thankful to still be training the team, and Ronald was thankful that he could have some equipment that he didn't have before and see the team regularly. Very soon after, Ronald found a new co-captain, and they added a few players, brought a beautiful grounds of their own, and had a big carnival to celebrate the new Tomos. Angie's team went to the carnival, and so did some of Angie's friends. They partied and celebrated the new team. It even made Facebook news, and a whole bunch more of Angie's friends commented on how amazing the new Tomos are and how happy for them they were. Sometimes there are big occasions and all the players want to have these celebrations at the new Tomos grounds. Of course, it's big and it's green and it's sparkly. The members of the team that play some games at Angie's grounds and some games at the new Tomos grounds don't notice that when Angie goes to a big game at the new Tomos ground, there is no positions left on the field. She has to sit on the bench and watch. This makes Angie feel so sad and alone that she cannot bear it. She worries that she might cry while sitting on the bench and distract the team and make them lose points. There's something else that makes it hard. Angie has heard Ronald giving a pre-game talk to his players. He tells a different story about how the team collapsed, and he has made up some rumours about Angie that weren't true. Angie thought this was the case when some people who used to support her and wear her team colours now boo when they see Angie. But she never really knew for sure until she heard it with her own ears. If Ronald said that when he knew she was listening, she wonders what he says behind her back. Angie worries that if she goes on to the celebrations at the new Tomos grounds, people will be thinking bad things about her. It would be hard enough sitting on the bench and watching the game knowing there is no place on the field for her. But to sit there when people are looking at her and pointing, this makes Angie wish the grass would open up and swallow her. Angie's team just doesn't understand. They think that Angie is cutting her nose off to spite her face when she doesn't want to go to the celebrations. They feel sad when she's not there. There's so much sadness.